I'm Devin Townsend, and I'm here to talk to you about EZdrummer 2, and it is brilliant. And if you're not familiar with EZdrummer 1, well, you're missing out. And I've been using it for many years. I did the whole first record from Ziltoid with EZdrummer 1, and now that I'm working in Ziltoid 2, EZdrummer 2 is out, almost as if it's like divine providence. And I'm here to tell you about it because I had an idea for it too, that they implemented, and that makes me feel like king of the world at this point, although it's admittedly not the whole feature of it. So let's talk about how awesome this is. Are you ready? I'm ready. Come on. Okay, so let's try and write a song here. Turn that down because I'm not very good. I'm going to show results, and then this here plays it at the tempo that I want. I'm going to choose that as a good starting point. Bring it down here. I'll loop it. I'm going to riff on it for a while. That'll work for me. Let's go back to, actually we can go to Song Creator here. Opens up that, and I can drop that, which is the basic idea I would give to a drummer. Loads in the results. Here's a bunch of song structures, and here's variations of that song structure. So let's start with this one. It's like a long one. It gives me a bunch of stuff to riff on. So over here, let's loop the whole song now. Okay, so now if I'm going to play. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's start from the top and see where that takes me. That's a good intro. And then the song starts. And then say there, I would think to myself, okay, that's cool, I like that intro, but let's do this. Let's see if there's any options for this. So it's blue, so I can look into this blue verse section. I can just audition some different verse ideas. See, that works better for me. I like the idea of it starting with a symbol. So now, if I was writing, I'd go back to the top, and because I'm happy with that intro, and it goes to this. See, it's another verse idea. So what I would do in this case is I would probably just get rid of that and go straight to this here and double that up. So by doing that, I just drag it there and pull that one out. And so this is how I would construct my song. And then once you get to a point, I find with myself when I'm writing, oftentimes there's song structures that I default to that are typical to my writing style. And not only does this give you the option here of being able to choose a bunch of different song structures like a basic blues or these sorts of things, it also gives you the option here. You could save this as whatever. You can save it as, you know, epic, prog adventure or what have you. And that's how I end up writing songs with this new EZdrummer thing. And at this point as well, you can export this if you're working in a standalone as a MIDI file and then drop it in to your DAW as a complete song and then modify it from there. But this whole thing is just so easy, but the thing that's cool about it is it can go as deeply as you choose to. In this screen here, let's just loop this one floor tom piece. Okay. So we're editing the playing style. So you heard that there was a symbol on that first. You can change it so that maybe it's a tom on that first hit. You see? And then on that hit, you can change the velocity. Whichever one is surrounded in this orange means it's the one that you're currently working on. And these parameters down here give you a ton of options. You know, like currently it's grayed out, which means there's none. But if I wanted to have more of this, I hit this. And then because, you know, you can turn down your velocity. And then it only has it in this one loop. So now that I've altered that, I could start, say, there in the song. And then you'll see that once it gets to that loop, all those things that we just did become indicative to that, and then you can copy it and move it from there. But for me, I think the thing is, because I recorded that whole first Ziltoid record with EZdrummer 1, at the time it was just such a brilliant invention for me. And now that we've got to the point where it's as easy as you want it to be, but it also incorporates all sorts of the really deep parameters from Superior in ways that makes this, it's like a perfect counterpart to my creative process, because a lot of times when I'm working, I don't want to be too heavily invested in the parameters of it, but it gives me the option. And so yeah, this whole song designer thing, which ultimately is just the biggest part that I'd be using at this point, is just made EZdrummer 2 that much better.